And we got into the conversation about big chopping versus transitioning, and why is it so huge which way you enter into being natural and which one is right for each person. I personally am an advocate for big chopping, and I'm sorry if y'all are bouncing around. I don't know why y'all are bouncing around like that. Hold on. I think my thing didn't let go. Anywho, I hope it doesn't bounce too much. But yeah, I'm an advocate for big chopping, but I also understand that most women do not want to cut off all their hair. The reason I am an advocate for big chopping is because if you've never dealt with your own natural curl, if you don't know what to do with your natural hair, by big chopping, you get to grow with your hair. So as your hair starts to grow and sprout, you get to literally have a small amount of hair to understand. As it grows longer, you get to better understand it, instead of having a head full of natural hair that you don't know what to do with. Transitioning can be good for people who really don't want to cut off all their hair, who actually have healthy hair that would that can stand the test of the transition. Because the thing about hair that either is heat damaged and then gets transitioned, or has relaxer on it and is getting transitioned, is that the point where the straight hair meets the natural hair, the curly hair, that is a weak point. Okay, it's like the perforated edge on a, one moment y'all, it's like the perforated edge on a notebook of paper. So just like in a notebook where you can bend that paper back and forth and then literally disconnect that piece of paper from the notebook, the same thing can happen for hair that is transitioning, in that point where the natural hair meets the hair that is straight, whether it be through relaxer, heat damage, or some other smoothing situation. So if you are taking care of your hair, you may not have to cut your hair. But the thing about that weak point is that if your hair is not healthy, or you don't take care of your hair, the hair is going to either cut itself, or you decide to cut it. So if y'all are in here and y'all are new here and you're natural, please let me know how long you've been natural. And then also, if you decided to big chop or transition yourself, I have personally, my initial jump into natural hair was a big chop. Back in 2009, I was going from a freshman to a sophomore in college. So that summer, I decided to cut off all my hair. And at the time, 09 is what, 15 years ago? At the time, the natural hair community on YouTube was just starting to kick off, and people weren't big chopping. Like, that wasn't a thing. And people also weren't wearing their natural hair like they are now. You can look literally everywhere, and almost, I say like 80% of people, feels like to me, are natural now. So everybody couldn't believe that I cut off all my hair, but I was like, yeah, I want it curly, and it's not curly anymore. And at the time, I didn't think I knew much about transitioning, so I just was like, let's start new. I had just broken up with a boyfriend and was like, yeah, it can go, he can go. And and what was interesting to me is that when I cut off all my hair, and I hope that y'all can hear me okay, because sometimes these back rows have a little bit of bad service, but the interesting was, is like, the men folk, the lookers, they try to make me feel like natural hair won't it, because I went from being, someone who could go out and at least get someone to try to dance, to absolute, like, ignore, look over what she got going on over there, where was her hair. Like, no one was saying that, but that's what it felt like. And so it's so crazy to me now, because the people who were questioning my decision to big chop my hair back then are coming to me now to get their hair done. So it's definitely full circle in that sense. But yeah, so if you are considering going natural, or if you are in the process of going natural, you have to make a decision. Okay, either you decide to transition or you decide to big chop. But if you transition, know that if you're not taking really good care of your hair and being delicate with your hair, that it will cut itself. Okay, it literally will start to snap at that line of demarcation. It's like a perforated edge on a notebook, and it literally will just bend back and forth until it just be like, you know what, I don't want to be on this head no more. But there are benefits and pros and cons to each type or each way of going natural. With transitioning, you have to worry about blending that straight hair in with the natural hair. You can do things like roller sets, wear braids, you know, twist outs and things of that nature with a roller on the end, but eventually you get tired of that. And at some point in time, it also will be hard to detangle that hair, because the hair on the ends, the straight hair on the ends, actually makes it really challenging to detangle the natural hair at the root. And then I'm trying to think of all the things that happen with transitioning hair. I usually don't have people transition, or they've transitioned before they got to me. But yeah, so transitioning, you know, I feel like it's prolonging ripping the band-aid off. And when you big chop, there is a liberation that comes with big chopping. There is you look in the mirror at yourself differently. You feel different about yourself when you just let go of Western standards of beauty, when you let go of what other people around you think, and when you do something for yourself. And so I don't know, something about that for me, I want other women to have. But I get that, you know, not everybody is a big chopper, that hairs are, you know, security blanket. But you start off with a small amount of hair, so you get to really understand and learn how to style that hair versus getting a big old massive afro and being overwhelmed. You know what I mean? As y'all coming in, if y'all find this helpful, please let me know. I am Jamila Evans. I'm a natural hair educator here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I've been licensed for the past 10 years. And I have done hundreds, if not over 1,000 heads of curls. The common thing that I see with women who have natural hair is that they are experiencing dry hair. And also the thing that fixes that dry hair is them washing their hair more often. So they're not washing their hair enough, and that's why their hair is dry. If you are thirsty, you drink a glass of water. What Black women are doing is reaching for oil to remedy their dryness. So if you're thirsty, you're not reaching for a cup of olive oil to drink. You're reaching for water. And the only way for your hair to drink water, or the best time for your hair to drink water, is in the shampoo bowl or during the wash day experience. And the only way that that water is actually getting in the hair is if all of those products that you have used to moisturize, that have built up on the hair, that you have layered on the hair over time, are removed off of the hair or stripped periodically, about once a month or as needed, so that water can actually penetrate in. Okay, if this is making sense for y'all, let me know. Give me some hearts, show me some love. I literally just hopped on here as I was driving home, so I pulled up at the house. I have twin boys, if y'all are new here, Langston and Leland, and so they're not feeling well, so I'm gonna go in the house and I'm gonna take care of them, and I probably will hop back on here later on tonight. I actually need to do my own hair. I'm thinking about doing 2 braids, so if that is a style that you want to walk through with me, I will go over my product selection, why I use what products I use, what they do to the hair, how you can use them. I also have a video called wash day with a pro or something like that. Pretty much it says I take the guesswork out of your wash day regimen. There, it's an orange picture, an orange thumbnail. You can't miss it. You can go back and watch that. All the links to the products that I use are on there. If you're new here, please subscribe. It's a lot of love on this channel. Lots of conversations that I feel like are missing from the social media space, and they are hosted by someone who truly knows about multiple kinds of curls versus a natural hair influencer or a natural hair YouTuber who is speaking about products on their hair. I will tell you how products work on my hair, but that's not really what I'm here for. I want you to know how to use products and how to make sure that you are getting water in the hair, keeping water in the hair, and how to better manage and, you know, get styles done quicker so that you don't have to have a negative relationship with your hair. So if any of that sounds useful for you, or that you feel like you need help with, please subscribe. I am going to come out with more recorded videos versus these lives, but I do enjoy lives and the interaction. So I'll see y'all next time. I hope y'all have a great night. Again, I probably will be doing my hair later on this evening if I feel up to it. So look out for me around 9-10 o'clock. All right, bye y'all.